Hey guys, it's Hannah, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how you can start your own bullet journal and all the things that you need. To do that, I have a ton of supplies for my bullet journal. I'm already on my second journal. I just think working on a bullet journal is super fun. You can be so creative and you can literally make it whatever you want it to be. So I'm going to show you guys what I use for my bullet journal and what you need to start out with, and then a bunch of extra things that are fun to have and use if you want to continue using your bullet journal and if you really enjoy it and want to have a lot of supplies that you can use. My bullet journal keeps me so organized and I really don't know what I would do without it, and I also just really enjoy working on it and making my bullet journal super creative and personal. So the first step to starting your bullet journal is obviously to have a journal. So when I first started, I was going to buy an expensive notebook, the ones that are like $20 or so, but then I found this journal at Michael's and it is exactly like the one that I was going to buy for $20, but this one was $5. So I bought this one instead. This is the one that I already completed, and obviously you can see that I really used it. This thing broke, which is the only bad part about this journal, but I think it was just because I used it so much. But other than that, this journal was great. It was only $5, so super affordable. So I like using a journal that has dots instead of ones with lines, blank pages, or grids. This is what a page with just the dots looks like. I'm not even sure if you can see the dots. The dots are just super faint, and it's easy to make everything symmetrical and even. So this is my old bullet journal, and I'll show you a little bit of this later, but I also want to show you the bullet journal that I'm using now since I finished that one, and it's this bigger one. This is also from Michael's, and it was also $5. It's just bigger and a little bit thinner than the other one, but I thought I'd try something new. This one I thought was really cute, and I've really been liking this one. I'm going to do another video where I show you guys my bullet journal setup for January and February, so I'll show you guys this soon. So the next thing that you need is a pen. You can use any pen that you want, really, but I used to use just the cheap black pens, and I found that those smeared a lot, so I got these pens instead, and these have been working really great. They don't smudge or smear or anything, and these are the Micron thin pens. I bought a pack of 3 of these. It comes with a 1, 3, and a 5. So these are just 3 pens with 3 different tip sizes. And it's nice to have the 3 different sizes because the one can be used for very thin lines, and then if you want a little bit of a thicker line, you can use the 3 or the 5. So like I said, I really like these. I don't remember how much they were, but I can try to link all the things that I'm talking about down below. But I don't think that they were very expensive. I also got these from Michael's, and Michael's always has coupons. So I also really like these pens. These are the Tombow calligraphy pens. These are more for like fancy lettering and calligraphy, also from Michael's. And I really love these just for some bigger lettering and some fancy looking calligraphy. Another supply for your bullet journal is some markers. You can obviously use any markers that you want or some that you already have. But if you are looking for new markers to use, then I recommend these ones. These are also from Tombow. I'm not sure exactly what they're called, but these are the Tombow markers, and these have 2 ends. One end is very thick, and you can do some pretty calligraphy and lettering with that side, and then the other side is just a thin marker. I have a ton of different colors of these. I love these markers. These are what I use for all the color in my bullet journals. These come in packs based on color sets, so I have 2 packs. These ones are a little bit pricey, but I bought these from Michael's as well. So if you just use a coupon, they're not that bad, and you can just start out with 1 set and get more over time. I really love those, especially because they have 2 different ends, so it's like having thick markers and thin markers at the same time. It's just a 2-in-1. So another supply that I think is really fun for a bullet journal is washi tape. Washi tape is a super easy way to add color and patterns to a bullet journal. I have this set of washi tape. This is of course from Michael's, and I got it I think when it was on sale, or I used a coupon or something, so it was super cheap. But it just has all these really adorable washi tape in there, these super cute patterns and nice colors and florals. I love floral patterns, so I use these all the time in my bullet journal. They really add a lot to a bullet journal, and they're super easy. You literally just stick them to the page. And I've also seen other sets just like these, but just with different ones. And there are so many different patterns of washi tape. You can find a specific pattern that you're looking for and that you want that suits your style, and it's a really fun thing to add to your bullet journal. And these are some pages that I've used washi tape in. I also have these stencils for my bullet journal. I would definitely recommend these if you're not super artistic and you can't really draw things freehand. I have a pack of 12 of them, and they're really cute, and it's just a bunch of different designs and things that you can use in your journal. These are good for making some banners on your pages for titles and things like that, and they're also just good to add little images, and they're super easy to use, so I really like those. And another must-have for your journal is a ruler. I use this little one that I actually keep in a little pocket that I made in my bullet journal. I just like using this, obviously, to make straight lines in my journal. If you don't want to use a ruler, then you obviously don't have to. It's completely up to you. But I would just recommend using one because I think it makes it just look a lot nicer and neater. Something else that I really liked using in my bullet journal is this watercolor palette. The reason I got this is because I bought one of those watercolor pens, like they might be called like aqua brushes or something like that. I cannot find mine, so I can't show it to you, but that thing is super fun to use, and I bought this little watercolor set to go with it. I think this was also like $5 or something very cheap like that, and I really love using it to create a cool watercolor effect in my journal. These are some examples of pages that I've used the watercolor on. So I'm not a great painter or anything, but I still really love using the watercolor. I think it's just something a little bit different, and it adds a really cool effect to a page. And besides all of those things, I would also just say a plain old pencil, because I always like to sketch things out before I actually draw them in pen. I'd also recommend having whiteout, just in case you make some mistakes. I make mistakes literally all the time in my journal, and I'm always using whiteout. I just have this little one that I found in my house, and I use it all the time, so I would recommend having one of these. I also like to use something that you wouldn't really think would be a good supply for your bullet journal, but I actually like to use some paint samples. I saw a picture on Pinterest where someone wrote a cute quote on a little paint sample, and I thought that that would be cute to write a quote on a paint sample and then put that in my bullet journal, so I started doing that. And this is obviously a free supply, so you can just have a bunch of different colors, and I always have a color theme for every month in my bullet journal, so you can just find one that matches the colors you're using on a certain page, or just make it super colorful and write a little quote on it, or write a little calendar, or draw a picture, or literally anything, and just stick it in there, and it's easy, and I think that it looks really nice. These are some of the pages that I have used paint samples in. I'll show you guys a few more pages of my bullet journal, some ones that I just really like. You can literally make your bullet journal whatever you want it to be, which is what's so nice about it and what makes it so fun. Like I said, I'm going to show you guys my current bullet journal very soon, so stay tuned for that. So I think that is all of my supplies. Obviously some of those you don't need to get if you're first starting, but I would just say to have a journal and some pens in the beginning. That's all that I bought at first, and then I started buying more and more, and I really love using these things, and I work on my bullet journal all the time. It's super fun. I can be really creative. So I really recommend starting a bullet journal, even if you wind up not liking it and not sticking with it. If you just get a $5 journal and some cheap pens, or you don't even have to buy pens, and then it's a super cheap activity that you can try, and it's not a big deal if you don't keep up with it. and does keep you really organized. So I hope you guys liked this video. I hope you got some good supply ideas for bullet journal, and I hope that some people now want to start a bullet journal. I definitely recommend it. I'll be talking more about bullet journals in some videos coming up. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!